We are checking in with stage 6, men's elite. It is going to be the last men's elite squad of the day. So far, our time to beat with this one is 13:52 from Spencer Panchik. And once we go over a description, you'll understand why he had the time to beat. That's not factoring in what his shots looked like. We'll turn the camera around and get to lane assignments and what they're doing here. Here in lane number 1, Josh Sykes. He sits 4th overall heading into this stage. In the center, Samson Bale, just 19 years old. He is our youngest competitor in the elite division. Landon Rasmussen, he is 5th overall heading into this stage. Up on the rope, Jason Taylor Ohms.
Let's go, Jordan.
And up on the rope in the red short, Jordan Lopez. So with a 15-minute time cap, athletes will go through 4 total rounds. They can break up the work however they want between rope climbs and sandbag and body over the bar. Men's elite will have 3 rope climbs at a 15-foot target. The weight on the sandbag for this division, 225 pounds. So they will alternate between those 2 movements until they complete all of their reps. Then they will move to the firing line. We already have Josh over there. So the way it works for their rifle, they will be shot from the tank trap. Top and bottom, left and right is the sequence of where they will have to put their rifle. 12 total shots, and then they will move to their pistol with also 12 total shots, but pistol can be freestyle. So between Josh and Landon, who we'll check in with in just a moment, they are less than a 1/10 of a point between each other. They sit in 4th. On your screen now, this is Josh, he sits in 4th, and Landon sits in 5th. And then they are both less than 3 percentage points outside of the podium. So for this specific squad, it's really going to be a race between the 2 of these, because after this, they'll only have 1 stage left, meaning that points are at a premium. So here's Landon, who sits in 5th right now. So we have all of our athletes working on the firing line, but we already have Samson done with 1 round. He's now into 2, getting back to work on those rope climbs. And making that 225-pound bag look like nothing. We were talking to some of the athletes before this, and being outside, being in the elements, having several athletes tackling this stage earlier on those ropes, they tend to get a little bit slicker as the day progresses, just being outside in the sun and having people slide down them. So at this point in the day, they could possibly not be as grippy as they were at the beginning of day 1. That's why you have chalk out here. Help with that grip. Josh getting back to work on those rope climbs. We were able to see a handful of athletes complete this stage within the elite division, but we also saw a big chunk of the athletes actually not finish and get time cap. There were a couple that only got into the second of 4 rounds before 15 minutes expired. Nice hip hop to get it over.
Come on, Josh, get over. Let's go. There you go. 3.
Lock those feet in. Lock those feet in. Go, Josh. Come on. Buddy.
Back over to Landon. He's one of our taller athletes, so getting over the rig is certainly not an issue for him. Can basically just step on over. And back to the rope, but Samson already back to the firing line. This will be his second of 4 firing sequences. Starting with rifle. So now bottom left corner of the tank trap. Before each of these stages begins, the athletes are given just about a minute or so to get their sight picture, but it also gives them an opportunity to play around with the tank trap and figure out what is the best positioning to have stability. How can you rest part of the rifle up against the wooden tank trap and stabilize your entire body?
6 minutes.
So each athlete is given the same amount of time. In between heats, they're not allowed to come over and test it out. We do know some athletes have tank traps at home, so it can just be added to part of the training elements to help them prepare for these stages, because every stage is different, every competition is different, so important to prepare for everything. Samson now will start his 3rd round. Quickly, we'll check in. Do you have a time?
Almost 7 minutes.
Almost 7 minutes, so just under halfway, and he's already into his 3rd round, so already more than halfway done with the work. Samson moving at a really smooth pace. But again, the race is between Josh Sykes to your left, still working on the rifle, and Landon Rasmussen, who now is starting his 3rd round. So he has moved ahead of Josh at this point. And if you are new to tactical games and new to the way we score our events, it is based on percentage points. So essentially what that means is the scoring system benefits effort. It benefits being close to the winner, and it benefits the winner beating everybody by a lot. So everything is relative to what the score of the first place finisher is. As we get close to Spencer Panchik, the time to beat, we'll check in to see where these guys are. And that's 13:52. 13:52. And it's no surprise that he has the time to beat. Him, along with other CrossFit Games athletes like Jason Kalipa, Jimmy Woodard. They were in the same heat, and they all finished under the time cap. So now Josh is several reps in before Landon even starts this 3rd round. He's starting his first rope climb. So Landon was able to gain a bigger lead as we're now more than halfway through. The name of this one, stage 6, is oof. And there, if you could verbally hear that, Landon just gave us a great little oof. Checking back in with Samson, this is his third firing sequence. And if you have the time to scrub back and take a look at the way that Samson was sitting, or rather laying down for the other firing sequence. Now that he is on the top right corner of that tank trap, he changed the strategy and the way that he was sitting. He allows his inner elbow to lean against his leg, giving him a more stable position. So laying down prone is not always going to be the best idea for the tank trap. It's really dependent on where you are shooting from on the tank trap. Landon, on the other hand, he is choosing to lay prone for the same position. All of these are athlete choice. Sometimes your body size will also be a factor. So if you take a look at the left arm of Landon, he wraps it around the tank trap, which honestly will probably give a good amount of stability into that left shoulder pushing against the wood. Landon now done with his rifle, moving on to his pistol. And Josh still working on his third round of the fitness portion. He will still need to finish the shooting portion of his third round as Landon finishes up his third round and will now move into his fourth and final round of stage 6. How much do we have left?
3 minutes!
And we have 3 minutes left.
3 minutes!
So we are at the 12-minute mark out of 15.
Go, boys. I see a lot of them sitting still. There you go. Oh, wait, Jordan. Oh, sight. Breathe later. Keep moving. You got it, Landon.
Landon trying to readjust his hands to get them under that 225-pound sandbag. Steps back, takes a moment. Yep, you see he gets it right into the hip crease, then brings it over. Easy peasy. This is also Samson's last round. 2 minutes left till the time cap. So he'll only have one firing sequence left after this.
Go get those rounds off. Let's go, Sam.
You got this,
Almost
dude.
done, almost done.
Come on, give yourself time. Give yourself time for all the rounds.
Go, bud. Last one. Go, Landon.
You got this, Sam. Here you go.
One rope climb left here.
Go, bud. Go, guys. Come on, Sam. Let's go. Let's go, Sam.
Landon, get up that rope.
Got the crowd cheering behind him. Again, youngest athlete in our elite division for men and women, just 19 years old. Samson now grabbing his final magazines, picks up the pace as he gets to work. It's going to be close.
1 minute. You got time. Take your time.
1 minute left here. 30 seconds left. He just has to finish up with his pistol. And then run back to the finish. Shows is clear.
Nice job. Good job, Landon. Hang in there.
And he finishes up.
Landon.
And that is time for the men's elite stage 6.
What was the total time? Good work. Nice job. Excellent job.
You up?
Nice job, Samson. Nice.
18, not 19?
18. Just turned 18.
Just turned 18. Okay, we have a correction. He is just 18 and apparently just had a birthday. So let's go talk to Samson.
Line's clear. All right, if you just went, get ready to judge next.
Hey, is 2 up right now?
Yeah.
When you finish it.
Oh, just talking to his judges real quick. I think getting some tips, and then we'll go check in with him in just a minute. He's also going to be judging the next one, so it's going to be short and sweet, but it'll be good to catch up with him. 18 years old. 18 years old, not only the youngest competitor, but also the fastest time in the final heat of men. Samson, can I give you this?
Yeah.
You'll hold it here. We can walk as if you want to bring your stuff back. What a great performance.
Oh, thank you.
Did you look at the programming of this one and think it would be in your wheelhouse?
No, not at all.
Why not? What's your background?
I used to do CrossFit with a bunch of friends. Rope climbs, I knew were gonna be the hardest part. Once I picked up the sandbag earlier and just felt the weight, I was pretty confident I wouldn't fail a rep there. So
225 pounds looked way too easy for you. What is your max clean?
like 245.
That's a high percentage for multiple reps.
Yeah,
How long have you been doing tactical games?
it's my 4th one, so it's a year and a half now.
What
Yeah.
made you want to, or maybe inspired you to throw down in the elite division?
I got first in tactical division a year ago, and just figured I was ready to move on to the next one. And it's good to compete with guys that are a lot better than me. They'll push me, so that's why I moved up.
Just had a birthday, turned 18?
Yeah, a month ago.
Well, happy birthday. It's
Thank
great
you.
to have you here in this division, and what a great performance.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. This community is great, y'all. If you haven't been out here for a tactical games event yet, well, guess what? Our 2025 schedule and season should be released shortly. You might have heard little birdies talking about one of our events is going to be in Poland. We'll also be out in Arizona a couple of times, back to New Hampshire, I think back to Utah. But stay tuned for all of the dates, information. We still have South Carolina after this weekend and then Nationals at the Staccato Ranch in Texas. But as always, make sure you like, subscribe, send this video to a friend. Helps the channel, helps the sport. We'll see you guys for the next one.